So because we're having a really relaxing sea day today, I thought it would be a good opportunity to have a lazy video and do some of your questions. So Carol asked, how am I doing the vlogging? Do I use my phone? Where do the videos go from there? I do the vlogging on a little Panasonic camera, which I can't show you because it's there at the moment. And it's crap for vlogging, to be honest. It's not very good. The quality's great, but it has some annoying bugs, like when you stop recording, it loses the last sort of 2 seconds of footage, so you have to hover for a bit before you stop the recording. It's really annoying. But the quality's fine. The audio quality seems okay as well. If I was buying a camera I've had this camera for a little while now, but I didn't buy it with vlogging in mind. If I was buying a camera for vlogging, I would buy one that has a little flip-out screen, so that when you're filming yourself, you can see how the frame is composed and stuff. It would make it a lot easier, but I'm not going to spend the money on that at the moment. I also use my iPhone. Some things have come from Alex's iPhone, some things have come from my iPhone, which is an iPhone 6 Plus, which also has a great camera. I use a tripod, which is a GorillaPod grip-tight magnetic tripod. I'll maybe cut cleverly to a little footage of the tripod now, but it's got 3 legs that can bend round stuff and magnetic feet, so it can stick to stateroom walls, anything magnetic really. It also came with this little clip which you put your iPhone into. I left my iPhone on the bed. Oh, iPhone. And this is actually how I filmed the time lapse of the North Star, thanks Alex. Yesterday, it was the little legs were wrapped around a handrail and it was just sat like that, filming, so really handy. This I just got from the Apple Store, the little tripod. So the videos themselves go to YouTube, they get uploaded overnight, and then in the morning I paste the link to YouTube and embed it in my own blog, and then also on the Cruise Forum blog. So yeah. Okay, Hawkins MG asked, how much time does it take to do the vlog compared to a traditional vlog? Not actually as much longer as you would think. The time is spent doing different things. So one of the things that takes a long time for me when I do a traditional blog is that I type the blog up and then I have to find photos that match the blog. And I take loads of photos when I'm on holiday, and normally you take 100 photos of the same thing and you spend ages trying to find the one that matches. When you're taking video, you don't do that because it's moving, you don't take multiple videos of the same thing typically, so it's just a case of finding the start point and the end point and dragging it into the video. So that is much quicker. I also find the actual process of editing the videos together probably more fun than going through thousands of photos. So it probably takes longer, but maybe not as much longer as you would think. I think you also asked how long did it take to do, as an example, the New Forest post. I can't remember. If I was to guess, I would say somewhere just over an hour. The majority of the time spent uploading the thing, which I'm sleeping while that's happening. It doesn't really eat into the cruise though, because it's something that I'm quite happy to just lie in bed and do after I would have already gone to bed anyway. So that sounds like a long time, but I enjoy it, so it doesn't bother me. Okay, Malcolm has asked 4 questions. Thanks, Malcolm. Firstly, are Anthem's innovations real or just gimmicks? I would say so far they are real. I really thought that the robotic bartender would be a total gimmick, that I'd use it once and never again, but it would be kind of cool. Disagree with that. I think actually it's a really cool way to try different drinks. You can totally make the drink completely from scratch. You can add different ingredients and do all sorts of things. So it's a really fun way to try different drinks. I think it's pretty cool actually. And it's kind of a fun meeting point. It's kind of in a very open area, so people pass through and There's a nice buzz to that venue, so I don't think it's a gimmick, I think it's great. The Seaplex, definitely not a gimmick, that's a great space. Bumper cars are always fun. We've done them once, we'll probably do them again once or twice on this cruise. And they do trapeze lessons, which we haven't seen yet. As well as the main area, there's also air hockey, which we've done today. We've done table tennis, we've done... I mean, there's a whole load of stuff all going on there, so that these things all get used constantly. So no, not gimmick. Whether they're innovations, that's up to you. I mean, it's just a room with stuff in it, but yeah, I'm loving it. It's good. Does dynamic dining work for me? It's too early to say. I'll come back to that question later in the cruise. How does Anthem compare to Splendor of the Seas? Well, Splendor was really different to this cruise. It was not from the UK, totally different demographic, and that affected how many languages announcements were made in. It affected the sort of entertainment they had on board. Splendor is also a much older ship, but I mean, certainly Anthem feels like it's in a completely different league to Splendor. One of the things that I really was worried about with Royal Caribbean on Anthem was the food. I didn't think the food was particularly good on Splendor of the Seas. On Anthem, I'm quite happy to say that it's probably on a par with Celebrity, which I am quite comfortable with. So, thumbs up. Is there much difference between Celebrity and Royal Caribbean these days? It's now been a while since my last Celebrity cruise, so things have probably changed a little bit. I mean, I think the main differences are the obvious ones, the stuff that there is to do on the ship. If you like all the fun stuff, the rock climbing wall, the skydiving, all the rest of that sort of stuff, then Royal Caribbean is great. If you'd rather have some interesting talks and port lectures and all that sort of stuff, then Celebrity is going to win. I'm quite happy to do both. So I think what you want to do will determine which ship you go for. What I think for Anthem that narrows the gap is that you can pick what ship you want to go to or what line you want to go to based on the activities, but you don't suffer from an older ship or a worse design or worse food. I think the food on Anthem has been great. I think the staterooms are modern and high quality. So yeah, I mean, I think the gap is pretty narrow. You're gonna pick your ships based on the stuff to do more than anything else. Wilba wants to know in the costs of downloading HD video once on board, or will I be using Wi-Fi ashore? Well, no. Obviously, since that question was posted, I have now posted vlogs from sea. Royal Caribbean have a couple of different packages for buying internet on board. The ones that appeal to us as heavy internet users are the unlimited ones. So instead of having a pay per minute basis, you have an always-on package. That costs $15 per day for one device, and you can get a second device with 50% off. So we have a 2-device package that we share, and we can each keep our phone on all the time, and we each have a device to play with, basically. You can have multiple devices on if you log one off and log on another device. So I can log off on my phone during the day and log on to my laptop to upload the video, and that just sits at night. If I was paying 75 cents per minute to upload video, I wouldn't be doing a vlog at all. It would be totally cost prohibitive, so no. So on top of the cost, I got a 10% Crown and Anchor Gold member discount. So for the 2 weeks, for 2 devices, it cost us $283.50, which is a lot. If you don't care about internet or you don't want to stay connected, you're not going to pay it. That's fine. We do. We're happy to pay for it, so we have. Yeah, that's that really. Trace asked, do you pack separately for pre-cruise stay and then leave your washing in the car? We do not do that, but we might now, so thanks for the suggestion on that one. We normally just stick it in a suitcase and deal with it. We're not that prepared, but that's a good idea, so we'll do that from now on. Mungo asked, have you opted for dynamic dining? You're sailing later and you're kind of mesmerised as to which ones to try. Yes, we are on dynamic dining. We booked a lot of our restaurants before we boarded online, which you can do. I would recommend that if you want to be sure about getting in places. In terms of which ones to try, I will be visiting all of them, so you can just decide based on our reviews of each one which ones appeal to you most. Yeah, I mean, I've seen people turn up. They seem to be able to get in quite easily. It's difficult to say, but hopefully I'll have more on dynamic dining as the cruise progresses. And finally, Max wants to hear more about the boarding process and about the RF tags that were stuck to the cases. Yeah, so what happens when you get to the car park, it's not just a sticker that they put on the case. Whatever luggage tags you have on, they have tags that they just pass through the handle, just like a normal luggage tag that's stick. If you've ever had proper tags, or like the tags you get when you leave the ship, exactly like those basically. They have just an RFID chip in them. I mean, these things are tiny now. They're, you know, easy to, you can embed them in anything. And he peels off part of the sticker and sticks it onto your set sail pass that you've got. When you check in, as well as taking all of your passport and asking all the health questions, the check-in person will scan those barcodes that correspond to the cases, and that links those cases to your account. So when you log on to the Royal IQ app, that's how it knows that they're your cases. It does say you have to leave them on until you leave the ship at the end of the cruise. I'm not sure. I guess they'll use them if the cases get lost. They can help track them and find out where they were last or most recently. But yeah, the boarding process was fantastic. The check-in was very quick. We just walked straight in. There are people all over the place with these tablet computers. We'd already taken the photo online. We had already put in our credit card information. We'd done everything basically online. So it was mostly health questions, scan the luggage tags on the ship. Security was really quick at Southampton. Went straight through really, and we got boarded straight away. We turned up probably about 11:30-ish, even though our set sail pass arrival time was about 1:30, I think, just because that's the time we were in Southampton. So no problem at all. Didn't even seem that busy. It was really good. That's all the questions. So you feel free to ask more if I have another empty sea day or a sea day where there's not much to show you. Then I'll answer some more of them.